Morning, everybody. So today I want to show you how to publish a website. And we're going to use a free service, hosting service. If you have a host that you're already using, for example, for my personal website, I use GoDaddy, but I do have free hosting services that I use for the class. Typically, it's about $10 a month if you want to pay to have someone host your website. You can get it for a little bit less. Typically, the downside of using free hosting services is that they add advertising to your page, which isn't always that desirable. Anyway, to get you started, we have to first create an account with a service. In the past, I've used 000webhost.com, and that's the link that I have on both the weekly syllabus page as well as the handouts page. They're starting to charge. So about a week or two ago, I found another one called Infinity Free, and it's working for me. So I suggest that you give that a try. And if it doesn't work for you, then we're going to have to figure something else out. Okay, so Infinity Free, what that looks like. I'm not going to click on the link at the moment, but it looks, because I already have these set up. This is what it looks like. So far, it's worked really well for me. And then what we need to do is you just need to sign up. So if I click here to sign up, you'll notice I already have an account. I think the only thing that you have to do is you have to give them your name, a suggested URL, and then they'll tell you whether it's been used or not, and then your email address, and that's it. Okay. Now, once you have your account set up, you can see that I already have mine set up here. Then what you need to do is go to accounts, and that's where I am right now. You'll notice along the top here, you can go home, go to the home, accounts, free SSL certificates, add-ons, all that good stuff here. Okay. Well, the reason I'm choosing this is because they provide FTP, which stands for a file transfer protocol. When you're using services like Wix, that is an online service. You're building your website online. This allows you to build your website offline and then upload it using file transfer protocol. So once I have my account selected, you notice I only have one website with them. It's free and it states that it's active. What I want to do is I want to click on Manage. And when I do, it takes me here. Okay. So what you need to do is that they have assigned a username for you. So you need to copy this down. And in my case, it's EPIZ_267129101. And then whatever, it's not the password that you submitted for your account. If I say show, you'll notice that it's some gibberish here that they provided for me. You need to copy that too. So if you're as bad as typing as I am, you might want to just highlight the whole thing, and in a Word document or in, plain text or something like that, just copy it and paste it so you can use it later on. Okay. So these are the account details to the left over here. Okay, and it gives you the IP address, it gives you the main domain, gives you the name of your website, the label and everything. But what you want to do now is, and you're going to copy some of the same information over here, is you want to go to FTP Details. So you're going to copy the FTP username and the FTP password. Okay, and then you also need to copy the FTP host name. And for them, at least the one that I have here, they might have multiple host names, I don't know, but copy whatever they have provided you. So mine is ftpupload.net. And note that they're using port number 21. This here, when you're uploading your files from Dreamweaver, is very, very important. Okay. Now, with this service, there are two different ways that you can upload your files. You can use the FTP, the file transfer protocol that's available in Dreamweaver, that I'm going to show you how to use in a minute. You can also come up here to the top and you can use their file manager. And when I click on that, this is what I get. Okay. Now, notice that they tell you, do not upload files here. You don't want to upload any of your files here. Where you want to upload them is the htdocs. So you're going to double click on that folder. Well, let's just not double click on it. Let's just click on it to open it up. I want to open it. There we go. So I'm going to open that file. And you can see that I've already uploaded files into mine. Now, how you upload them into this folder is the little button in the lower left-hand corner. Okay, this allows you to put, and this allows you to get. So if you want to download files, you can do that. If you want to upload files, you use this. Now, I tried uploading entire folders and the whole website, and it sort of crashed. So you might have to do this one at a time. So in your root folder, you will have a CSS folder. You'll have a fonts folder. You'll have your image folder. You'll have JavaScript folder. And you'll have your green styles.css that we've created in lesson 7. And the lesson that you created, you need to name that file as index.html. Don't overwrite the other one that you have, which was, I can't remember the name that we gave us. But this will just be in addition to it. So you want, because the index.html is always reserved for the page that loads first when someone puts in your URL. And then what you're going to do, one folder and one file at a time, you're going to upload, you're going to click here and upload file. You can also upload a folder, and that's what we're going to do. So if I wanted to upload a single file, I would just click here. And notice that I'm currently going to downloads. I don't want to go there, so I'm going to go to desktop. And I'm going to go to my content. No, that's different. I'm going to go to my Dreamweaver 2017 lessons. Double click on that. And I'm going to go to lesson 7, because that's the last one we created. And you'll notice inside the lesson, this duplicates what we have here. So one at a time. Now, I don't need my working file. I don't need my other working file. I don't need my layout.html. Those were just for that. But you'll also notice in here, I should have saved it. I believe I did. I don't know why it's not here. Well, we'll try it again. So we'll see. I should have saved that as index.html. So that should be in there. But again, here's the font folder, the image folder, the JavaScript folder. So that's one way of uploading your files. Now, once you've created an account with this service, this host, it could take you a while for it to actually be able to access everything. You may get error messages. So the next step that I wanted to go is to go into Dreamweaver and to show you how you can use Dreamweaver to upload your files. And this is really the way that I prefer it, because I feel when I'm doing it this way, sometimes I'm kind of working in the dark a little bit. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select Dreamweaver now. And what you need to remember to do, and this is something that everybody forgets, is that every time you work on a different lesson, you need to redefine the site. Well, I need to, at this moment, I need to manage this site. So here's the one here that I created for the class. So I'm going to double click on it. And what I need to add now, or I've already added it, but under servers, you need to add a server. And you can name it whatever you want. So you click on the little plus button here. And mine, I just named Infinity, so I know who the hosting service is. And make sure that this is a remote server, not a testing server. Make sure that that's selected. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click here to put in all that information. Now, you can name the server whatever you want. As I said, and I named mine Infinity because that's just the name of the host. I'm going to connect using FTP. And then remember I said you needed to make sure that you copy that FTP address. It's ftpupload.net or whatever else they have. Also, you're going to copy and paste the username, and you're going to copy and paste their password that they've given you. And make sure that you select save. Now what I'm going to do, and this will let you know whether it's been activated or not. And sometimes it can take up to a day or 2 days for them to activate. This took less than a day for mine to activate, but it should be working. So when I click test, notice that it says that it connected successfully. That's what you want. If it can't connect successfully, you cannot upload your files. So I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to click save, and I'm done. And then click save again, and I'm done. The next thing that you should do, if you haven't already, so that you don't have to put that information every time, is that if you haven't already, remember we talked about that earlier, saving an STE file, a site file. So what you're going to do here is you're going to click on this little button here, and you're going to back up all of your settings. So I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to make sure that it's saved. I don't want it saved in lesson 7. I'm just, so that I don't have to do this every time, just change the root folder. I'm going to go inside Dreamweaver 2017 lesson files. And you'll notice that I have an STE file in here already. And the one that I saved it as, I'll name this one _3. Okay, 03. And I'll probably get confused later on because I have 2 of them right now. The first one that I have saved is for my 000 web host account that I still have for free. The one that I created here, version 2, should be for my, what is it? The one that I just created, the Infinity account. So I'll go ahead and I'll save it, okay? And now when I come back, if I ever lose any of that information, I can always retrieve it. Now, once that information has been put in and it's saved and I have been assured that the connection to the server works, I'm ready to upload my files. So to do that, I'm going to come over here to the right, make sure that you have files selected, and you should see for your site all of the files that are in here. And you'll notice that I don't have, this is not saved as an index.html. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go to File, Save As, and I'm going to save it index.html. So it's not going to be working files or anything else. And make sure that when you name it, it's all lowercase. So it's index.html, and it's going to be saved inside lesson 7. And I repeat, for every website that you have, the first page that loads, that is considered your home page or your splash page or whatever you want to call it, is the file name, not the page name, but the file name is index.html. Now I'm ready to upload this. Now, if I want, I can also go in and I can name the page of this. So remember that we have up here, let's go ahead. I can go to insert, and I'm going to go ahead. Let me go ahead here. Let me click in down here. I don't need a link. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't go ahead and insert in here. I'm going to insert, what am I going to insert? I want to insert, I want to insert a template. That'll be for our next lesson, HTML. And I'm going to put in here, I'm just going to put in here, I don't want keywords. I want a meta tag here. So let's see if we can't do that. So no, I don't want a meta tag. Never mind. I'll come back to this on another day. It should be available. What I want to do is I want to name it the page of this and just name it home. So maybe if I had all of the body selected here and the title of the page, we could go ahead and do that. That would be okay. So let me go back up here. And with that selected, let's deselect that. Come on. Why aren't you working? Come on. There we go. It's not allowing me to insert the title. I don't know why, because this would be the title of the page. Anyway, we'll do that on another day then. So the next step is to upload the files. What I want to do now is in this little button in the upper right-hand corner, it says expand to show local and remote. When I click on that, this opens up. And you'll notice that I was already connected before. But when I click on this little connection, this little, positive or, plug and socket icon here, it will connect me to the host. And if it doesn't do that right away, if you get that, error message, then wait a day or two and make sure. So make sure that you don't put it in, when I close this, don't put it in this folder. Twirl down like so. And I would leave this page here that says do not upload files here. Don't put them here. You want to put them in HDocs. So I'm going to twirl down like so. Okay, and you'll notice that I've already uploaded all of mine. I can go ahead and I can put the entire folder in there, the entire contents, or I can drag them over one at a time. And I typically just do it one at a time because sometimes the host doesn't like you putting the whole website up at one time, and it can frequently crash. Notice that they have a little icon here that says files for your web host should be uploaded here. I'm going to leave that there so that you know that that's where that goes. And they also have an index2.html that lets you know that that's where that goes. Well, we've modified some of this. So what I want to do is I'm going to take a couple of things. I'm going to replace the old index that I have with the new one. So if there is nothing there, you just drag it onto the top of this folder. But when you already have files there and you want to replace the old with the new, then you simply click on it and drag. Okay, I'm going to drag it onto the top of that file and release, and it's uploading it. Now, I also modified, not the images, but I modified the CSS. So I'm going to go ahead here and the green style CSS, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete that. Okay, it says, do you want to delete that? Sure. and I'm going to replace it with the new version. So I'm going to go ahead, if you ever want to replace anything and you're not sure, you can always delete, and then I can click on what I want to add. And so I'm going to click on the green style CSS and drag it on top of the folder and upload it there. And I should be set to go. So now what I can do, let's test it out, is I'm going to go back and I'm going to bring up the browser like so. And I already have it loaded here. There's that one that I was telling you about. There's that one, that one, that one. Come on. It's just duplicating some of these. There we go. There it is. So this is what it should look like published. And so I'm going to refresh this to see if I see any changes. And I do, because before I did not have the gradient below. And I don't believe I had saved or made all the changes for the that we had done to make it compatible for responsive website. So now I can test, and as I reduce it and I move the browser over, you'll notice that it changes and everything works out really beautifully. And this is what should work for you. So that when I'm, view it on a large screen or a medium-sized screen, I get the 3 columns. As I scrunch down to a smaller screen, I still have 3 columns. Then when I get a really small screen, which would be for a tablet, a vertical tablet, notice that, remember, we created it so that it drops down to 2 columns. And then for a really small screen, again, remember we made changes to the header. We made changes to the main content. And we also rearranged it so that the main content, the article, appears first, and then the quotes, and then the sides. So it's all working perfectly, and you should be able to put in your URL and your smartphone as well and test it out. Now, this doesn't, really, the name of this doesn't really kind of roll off your tongue, because it's all of this here. It's HTTP colon. And the name of my website is Art196 Intro to Web Design .infinityfreeapp.com, and then they have /? So I don't even know if I were to put index in here, if that would show up. So let's see if that shows up. If I put index.html and hit return, there you go. So it does show up. Okay, so this is my preferred way of publishing a website, is through Dreamweaver. But if you want to go back and do it the other way, that's perfectly legitimate too. If you want to, if you get lost with that or it doesn't seem to be working, then you can always go back to Infinity, and you can, go back to your account, and you can go to manage. And every time you do that, it's opening up a new tab. So that gets confusing to me. Make sure that you have all of these FTP details correct. Go to File Manager. Okay. And then this would allow you to do that from here. So it's asking me to connect. So see, I don't have handily, I don't have the password available here. So I'm going to have to go back. So let's go back to the other one. Let's see if I can't do it here. So let's go back to the one that I worked with, to this account. And let's go back to accounts, and let's go back to manage. And let's go back here, and I'm going to copy the password. Okay, just going to copy all of that. Now let's go back again where it wanted me to add that. Come on, Can't remember which tab it was. So let me go back to File Manager, see if it's connected or not. And it is with this one. So you'd have to put in, if you have to reconnect, so it looks like this has been reconnected, and you'd have to paste that back in to log into your account. Are there any questions so far? That's pretty much what I wanted to cover today. And then Thursday, we're going to, or not, yeah, Thursday, we're going to cover templates, taking what we've done and turn it into a template so we can create child pages from that template and add content to it. And the remainder of the lessons are going to cover after this lesson 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 different ways of adding content to your website. Okay, so I'm going to pause for a, well, no, I'm not going to pause. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue to share. Let's move this up here. And I'm going to see from all of you if you have any questions. There we go. Oh, yeah, thank you. Where do you turn in your website? That's a good question, and that's one that I should have answered. Once you have successfully published your website, all you need to do is to email me and email me the link. So you're in the, similar to, you know, getting signed up for Google Drive, in the subject of the email, you're going to put your name, Art 196, and put lesson 7. And then in the main content, you're just going to copy and paste the URL. And it should go to kirkmillerart@gmail.com. Okay? And then once you have it published, you get full credit for lessons 1 through 7. And we will do this one more time. After we do lesson 8, you'll do it from, because lessons 9, 10, 11, and 12 are multiple parts that we'll have to do over the next several weeks. And then when lesson 12 or 11 is published or is completed, you will publish that. And what you'll do is you'll add to and or replace the files that you have used with this, so I can see that you have completed everything. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Let's see. The Wix website, yes, you do the same, but put that in a separate email so I can distinguish one from the other. So in the when you've completed the Wix website, and I know that 2 of you have completed it, then what you do, wait, and I'll answer Natalie's in a second. Then what you'll do for your Wix website is the same. You'll, under the subject heading, you'll put your name, Art 196, and put Wix website. And then in the main content of the email, you'll put the link to your Wix website, the URL. So to answer Natalie's question, it says, if I saved all under my lesson 7 file, do I still need to drag the green styles to the remote server? Yes, you do. If you don't drag green styles into the remote server, then you will just see basic content, and that's it. So if I were to go under here, for example, and if I go to view, let's see if I can do this. They used to have an option in here, and under view mode, design toggle, how about under edit? In the past, and I'm sure it's here, but they moved it around in recent versions of this, I could turn off let's see, the final view of this. So code view, apply course forming. I'll have to hunt for that because it's not here anymore. Yeah, so maybe it was under view. And I was able to hide the styles. And that's what it's going to look like. So yes, in answer to your question, you do have to upload everything that is in your root folder. And I do mean everything, except for the extraneous HTML files that you may have. So to repeat, you have to upload this CSS folder. You have to upload the fonts folder. You have to upload the greenstyles.css. You have to upload the image folder. You have to upload the file that you saved as index.html. You have to upload the JavaScript folder. These HTML files are extraneous. These just simply duplicate what I had done, but renamed the last one is index.html. But as in later exercises, as we add additional pages, then you will have to upload those as well. And if there are additional images that we have added to those pages, then you'll have to replace and add the files to the image folder that are over here. Because right now we only have 2 files in here, but later on we'll have many more. Any other questions? Give it a try and see what you get. And then when I'm done with this, I can go ahead and I can turn this off like so, so that I've, you know, moved it, and then put this back in place so that it goes back up here. And then you continue to work. And then as you need to update your files, then you just go back and open this back up. And if you've updated CSS, then you need to make sure that that is updated as well. You know, your green styles. If you've added images, you need to make sure that that's been added. If you've added pages, you need to add those. If you've updated your index page, then that needs to be moved over on top of like what I just did, so that it's that updates your file too. And then when you go back to your browser, okay, let's see which one I had here. I don't know which one it was. Maybe it was this one, yeah. And then to see the updated changes, you need to refresh the browser. And that should show you. And if it doesn't happen, then something has gone wrong and you'll have to troubleshoot. Okay, so at the end of the week, your Wix website is due and lesson 7 is due. If you need extra time, you need extra time. You will not be penalized because this class is supposed to be run asynchronously. But, you know, we are going to move on this Thursday with lesson 8, and then we'll, you know, next week we'll move on with lesson 9 and so on and so on. And then also next week, what I want to do is introduce MobiRise to all of you. So if you haven't checked out their website, you might want to do so. We can go to wait a minute, I have another question here. After you've made your Affinity account, what do you click on afterwards? Well, they're probably, I would go to your email, and you're going to have to confirm the email address with them. And then once you do, you can go to Affinity. So let me go back here. And if I go to Home, you should be able to log into your account. And then what you want to do is, let me go back to Home. Okay, and this, once you've logged in, then you can go to Manage Accounts. So I'm going to Manage, and it should take you to this page here, Account Details and FTP Details. Does that make sense? It worked pretty well for me. 00 web host, 000 web host actually had more issues with them. And give it a try. But again, you most of the time with these free services, in order to activate your account, you're going to have to confirm your email address. So you probably want to go to your email, the email that you gave them. And if you've received an email from them to confirm your email address to activate the account, you're going to want to do that first. Okay. Anybody else? Well, when you created the account, yeah, go ahead and make an account. Make an account then. And that's where they're going to ask you to, what do you want the name of your website to be? And then that's where you'll put that in. And I had already done it for mine. So I could go back. So give that a try. Is that working for you? Now, if that URL is already taken, it will kick it back. And it will say you can't use it because somebody else has already used it. And because they've attached all of their information to it, you know, to the address, you know, for Affinity, there's a good chance that it hasn't been used. Yeah, your domain name, that's what you want to give it. You want to give, you know, for mine is, let me go back here. Let's go to my domain name. Mine is art196 intro to web design art196 intro to web design. Now you can't use that because I've already used it. Every website has an individual address. That's what you have to create. You have to input, what do you want your domain name to be? Anybody else? Is that working for you now? You just have to test it out. And if you have some special name that you would like, then, you know, by all means, use it. But just make sure that when you do get it to work and you publish it, and when you email me, then in your subject, the subject of the email, that you put your name and art196 and you know, lesson 7, and then the URL, so I'll know whose URL it is. Because if I were to send you an email with Kmart66, if you didn't know who I am, you wouldn't know whose website that is. Does that make sense? So let me get rid of some of these extra tabs that I have here. So there's that. Let me see if I can't go ahead and put that in there and connect and see if it connected, because that was an old one. Yeah, see, this one failed. So I'm going to close it, and I'm just going to close the whole thing because the other one worked. Let's go back again. That one works. That one works. That one works. Because every time I click on this, it duplicates everything. Other questions? No? So, I'm sorry, who was it? Was it that needed help with their Wix website? I forget. I'm sorry. Was it Carlos? Was it you? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to elevate you to panelist. And then what I'm going to do is under panelists, under sharing. So right now I'm going to stop sharing. And then I'm going to, under sharing here, let me stop the recording, pause the recording for a minute here. Pause, there we go. Okay, so we're back. So I have a question from Dan. I'm going to answer it live. So they want a domain name. You want a custom domain name, Dan. So that's what you're going to submit to them and see if they accept it. And I said mine was Art196. And see if it works. And then David, you want to know how many images do you need for Wix? I don't know, for your portfolio page. Is that the question? If they're providing a template for you, just fill the template. And it's ideal if you have your own images, but for the first website, just to get the feel for it, if you want to use images from the web, you can. Just be careful that if they're copyright protected, then you could, run into issues. But I would say normally for a page, portfolio page, a half a dozen images would be kind of nice. So have I confused all of you today? No? Or no? It's, hope not. I don't know. Infinity seemed to work for me pretty well. Actually better than 000webhost.com. I think they have the structure of their hosting works a little bit nicer.
So do we just pick how to publish either Infinity or through Dreamweaver?
You're going to publish lesson 7 from Dreamweaver using the Infinity account that you create.
Okay.
That's the only way you can publish it.
All right.
Wix is an online service. These are two different animals. And then the other part of your homework will be to go to MobiRise. Let me do that for all of you. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so what all of you will need to do is for the next website that you're going to build is going to be, go to MobiRise. Can't spell either. MobiRise. That's MobiRise.com. And this is what it looks like. And it's a free website builder. Now, I have purchased, because they have lots of templates available, and they have a more robust version that's available for a price. And for a little over $100, it provides all kinds of stuff, but you really don't need it for this class. So if you have a PC or a Mac, download one or the other and open it up. Now, this is a WYSIWYG program. It's all drag and drop. And the website that I created for myself with that is, let me see. Let me just go back to my website. And this is what we're going to work on next. And it won't take you long at all to build your website. If you have all of the I'm going to require that you have a bit more content though on this website. So if I go back to my website here and I click on Gallery 934, that's going to take me to my MobiRise website. This one, while it looks like it's multiple pages, it's actually one continuous page. And these links are just anchor tags that anchor to different sections on the page. And we're going to go over that because in next week, because when you download it, again, there are no tutorials for this. It's like Wix. It's all kind of, they expect you to kind of intuitively figure it out. But this is, my homepage. And when you go to About Us, it just scrolls down. And I have additional content here for my artist statement, and I have a biography, and I have why Kmart, how that came to be. And then if you click on the portfolio, it just scrolls down to here. And it's very easy to add portfolio images. And this slideshow is automatic. You don't have to do any of this coding or nothing, not a thing. And you just simply, well, I'll go over it next week. I just want you to download the program. And again, I added a contact page and I added a footer. They can be on separate pages or it can be entirely on one. And they have these little arrows, that scroll up and scroll down. It's really pretty cool. For a quick and dirty website, it works great. For something that's a little bit more dynamic and a little bit more robust, you might need to build it yourself. Anyway, let's go ahead here. There's one in the chat here. So, okay, Dan, I'm going to let you talk. So hold on here. Let me look at participants.
Hello.
Yeah, so when you say custom domain, it's not.
Yeah, when I click on the button for custom domain, it lets me put in like the
just don't put in the .com.
Right. I just put in like dj.danikenobi, and then I hit next. And then it then it gives me a message, your domain is not yet pointing to ns1.fc.com and ns2.fc.com. Change your name server at your domain register and wait a few hours.
Okay, so let me, you know what, everybody, what time is it? If you guys have a few extra moments, I'm just going to go to infinity.com, or I guess it's infinity.net, and I'm going to create a new account. Okay, so let's sign up here, and I'm going to see what happens. Oh, I want to let me log out of this. See, it keeps going to mine. So let me sign out. And I want to go ahead and, I don't want to sign in. Shoot, I want to sign up. There we go. So I'm going to use K Miller at cerritos.edu. Okay. And I'll put in a password. Confirm password. And tell them that I'm not a robot. And read all the things which I haven't. Create an account. Okay. Save the password. Okay, now they've sent me an email. So now I have to go to my email. So hold on here. Let me go to my Cerritos email here. To confirm all of this. Okay, let's go to webmail. Oh, come on. Why aren't you letting me do this? Okay. Hold on here. My apologies. Let me go back here. And let's go to, let's add a new one here. Probably did it true. Here. Oh man, I hate it when they do that. Okay, here's Infinity. And verify email. That should take me back to Infinity. Here's my account. So it says create an account now. So I'm going to create an account now. And I'm going to select choose a domain name. That's what I want to do first. So I guess they want a subdomain. So I'm just going to name it Art 196. Not in search, see if that exists. Says it's available. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm not a robot. Create an account. So I guess they do want a subdomain. So we could go ahead and open Control Panel. And let's go ahead and open the Control Panel. Approve. So I guess it's under subdomain. And then I get this. And now what I want to do is I want under FTP accounts, this is what I want right here. And you can see that. So there's that. And then let's go look at some other ones. Let's go to online file manager. We can also try that one. And this is the one that I had shown you before. Now, again, there's the new username, there's the password, and the login, but I can't do that just yet because now I got to go back to here. Let me go back to my account information to be able to put that in. So let's go back here. I don't want an advertisement. I want all of my account information. So here we go. Host name, username, hosting volume. I got to do some hunting and pecking myself here. Okay, so let me go back to here. So let me go back to client area and see if that helps. Yeah, so I do have to go back here first. And I need to copy this address or this password. And now I should be able to go back to here. There we go. Let's put in the password. And kind of see if it works. No, initial directory. So let me go back again. Let's try this. It might take a while for this to get connected. No, it doesn't like it at the moment. So it's probably going to take a while to get connected. Maybe that directory is wrong. So all I can do, let's see if I can't upload files here. Huh. Okay. Well, how did I get it to work so easily the other day? Online file manager. And I currently have 2 strikes, so I have to be careful. Are you still there, Dan?
Yes, yes, I'm
Yeah.
still here.
Did you get it to work? Yeah.
Oh, I'm kind of working on it.
So
Yeah.
So the online, I don't know why my online file manager worked so quickly the other day.
Okay.
Because now I've tried it 3 times. So, and it might, so I have 2 strikes. Oh, that was for Cerritos portal. Never mind. Well, let me go back. Because that's this one. Because I do have all the information here. If we go back to here, this is all the information you should need. So this is, you know,
Okay.
this is the important part, especially if you're going to upload everything through Dreamweaver. That the FTP host name is the same as mine, but you know, here's your new username, FTP username, and you know, show the password because it's not the one that you gave them for your account. It's this one. So maybe I did the wrong one. Let me copy that. Now let's go back here. And let's try that again. No, let me also try the username too, make sure that that's the same. Let's go back. I want to make sure it's that one. No. Too many incorrect login attempts, so I need to try it back in 5 minutes. So I'm not quite sure why it's not working. Although, yeah, I confirmed everything. Let's go ahead. All I can do is wait
All right.
and try again. And so let me see if I can get it working for Thursday.
Okay. No.
Okay. Okay, everybody. And a lot of people have left already anyway. So
All right.
I'll see everybody Thursday. And we'll give that a try again.
All righty.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I had a question. So, do you know how long it'll take you to upload this recording?
I should have it ready in an hour or so.
In an hour? Okay. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm getting
As
kind
soon
of
as I end this, it's going to go through the motions of creating the movie, and then I have to put it up to YouTube.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
if it's not there in an hour, it will be there in 2 hours.
Oh,
Definitely.
all right then.
Okay. So, you know, have some lunch and come back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.